Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Football Martin channel. Thank you for tuning in. Great to have you here. Live Q&A. You can get involved in the conversation. You can give me all your questions, all your thoughts, and we will share them in the live this evening. But it's great to have you here. Thank you all for tuning in. International break is over. Saints are back in action at the weekend. Can't wait for that. We'll be going to the Valley. First ever visit to the Valley. I've never been before, so really looking forward to going to the Valley. I think it will be a really tough game. Won't be easy. Tonda will be in charge. We'll discuss the manager situation and everything within this live stream. I'm going to be here for an hour. That is the plan. I'm going to be live till around 9 o'clock this evening. Super chats take priority. The super chats help as a contribution towards the channel. Any super chats will get brought forward before any other conversation, but I will work through members as well, and we'll try and cover as much as we possibly can on this show. Look, the channels, I spoke about it a lot in recent weeks. I'm going to be doing a lot more live streams going forward. So every Monday morning there will be a mid-morning show at 10 a.m. covering the weekend, like a bit of a weekend roundup. We'll look back at our game. We'll be looking at what else went on within the championship. We may look at the top football stories, but predominantly a Southampton related show. We'll be doing the same again on a Monday evening at 8 p.m. So there'll be two on a Monday. And then what we also be doing bits throughout the week as well. So probably won't be a Tuesday mid-morning show or evening show unless there's a game that evening. And then look, you just need to keep subscribing to the channel, keep following what I do, and you will be first to know. So it's great to have you here. Best channel for Saints news. That's very, very kind of you. That is absolutely the aim of the channel, is to bring you absolutely everything. Loads more watch-alongs coming, and I've got something very special coming up actually in a couple of weeks' time for the Norwich City game. So that Saturday, I've got something really exciting coming up, but I will actually confirm that a little bit closer to the time. Right, I want to talk about first and foremost the managerial situation. We will talk about can Saints make playoffs, but we need to discuss the managerial situation in it. And it does look like, look, we've gone through the international break. You've got Swansea busy talking to managers. You've got Middlesbrough busy talking to managers. Yet we've been very quiet, and there has been a deadly silence from the club. But the people close to it, in terms of like the reporters that we know that tweet and talk about Saints, are all pretty much saying the same thing. They are going to give Tonda Eckert another 3 games and then make a decision. And I think they're just going to hope that he wins some games. Like, I've been really passionate and really open and honest how I feel about the managerial situation. If you've missed my video on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, please go check it out. Harry's just mentioned it within the live chat at this moment in time. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for me, is somebody that I hope we've spoken to. If we haven't done so, absolutely go and speak to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer if you are Southampton Football Club, because in my opinion at this moment in time, I think we had a golden opportunity within the 2-week window to go and get our manager. I find it really, really hard, and I still can't get over the fact, and it still infuriates me a bit now. They knew weeks before they sacked Steele that he probably wasn't their man. So go get it organised, get prepped, and get your man ready to come in and get someone better. If you feel he's not good enough, go get someone better to do the job. Well, they didn't do that, and that's what has infuriated me as a fan, because I wanted to see someone ready to come in. That Tonda's done a good job to step up, but let's be honest. Let's put it into context. When you look at the 2 games, I spoke about it a lot, and I'll be a bit more brutal about it right now on this live stream. The game at QPR, it was like we're the side that got relegated. We're the side with the parachute payments, and we're the side with a huge budget that we spent. We've got an unbelievable pool of talent. QPR have not got no disrespect, not really spent a great deal of money working with a ridiculously tight budget, one of the lowest spenders around. Yet we ended up looking like we were at Anfield playing against Liverpool in the last 20 minutes. They peppered us and absolutely battered us for 30 odd minutes in that game. So look, we got it over the line, but let's put it in perspective. We got battered, and we could have quite easily lost that game. The Sheffield Wednesday game, they had a bunch of younger players out, a makeshift side, relegation fodder, a club that's in absolute turmoil that can't pay its own players. It was always a game that we were going to win, no matter who the manager is. I could have won that game. I'm not controversial. Chris would have won that game, like without any. We would have done it with that group of players, with that at your disposal. You absolutely should win that game. And I hear all this noise. Oh, give it to Tonda, give it to Tonda. Give him the next 3 games. But it's a big gamble for your season, right? Because if you don't get the next 3 results, Charlton away at the weekend, Nathan Jones will want to do everything he can to get one over on Saints. Literally, they will be nasty as how to play against the weekend. I don't think I'll be honest, and I'm a pretty confident guy. I don't think we go there and roll them over the weekend. I think that's a really, really tough game for us to go and get a result in. And then we're followed up by Leicester City at home, who probably in a far better place than we are at the moment. The manager's been in for a while. They're settling down. And then it's I know it's Millwall, then West Brom. Then we've got Millwall. We'll get the fixtures up very shortly, but I just see it being a really, 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 really tough run of fixtures. Like, do I really think he's going to get 3 wins? No, I don't. I don't see it. I always felt if we want to be a serious contender and we want to be right in the mix, you need to go and get a Brendan Rodgers. You need to go and get an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You need to go and get be real ambitious. Be a real ambitious about it. The thing is with Tonda, they see him as a long-term manager. Absolutely brilliant that they do. They got a bit of faith in him. They think that he's going to be the manager long-term. But he's not managed anywhere yet. He's had no experience. And we're talking about a club that wants to be in the playoffs. Do we really believe that he can do a better job than Will Steele? And Will Steele had worked in the game for a long period of time. He'd managed, several big clubs in France, managed in Belgium. He'd done a lot. We were talking about experiments. He was a bit of an experiment. We've done the young European experiment. Don't go do it again. They say he's bought us time with the 2 results. Let's put it into context. The performance at QPR, no matter what anyone says, still wasn't very good. That is one of the worst performances. Like, it infuriates me that you've got all the players at your disposal to be in the playoffs, to be challenging for the top 2. Absolutely the players that are bare minimum. Yeah, we're struggling for goals. But someone like Solskjaer, he'd get the strikers firing. Absolutely, he would get the strikers firing. So, yeah, look, I think I'm frustrated with this. Was a really good opportunity to reset. They sacked him well before the international break. I honestly thought something was going to happen early doors, and Tonda goes and gets the 2 results, and then the noise comes out of the club that's they're thinking it's going to be enough to keep him in the job. I read a lot of fans forums. I've been on the Saints web that we all read. Look, and I think there's a lot of people on there that I don't know. I can't really say it because I need to be careful what I say. But for me, I think you've got to show a bit of ambition. You've got to show a bit of ambition. Right, I'm going to get you guys involved and get rid of that overlay and get you guys involved. You can get some of your chat up. So I think everybody is pretty much in agreement. He won't get appointed. Martin will never get appointed. He won't get appointed. Absolutely, he won't. It's the first question I saw below. No, he won't get appointed. He doesn't get on with people at the club. They don't like him, vice versa. It ain't happening. So yeah, we could just move on from that one. Thank you very much for that, Joe. Really, really appreciate that, mate. Right, I'm going to go back to the start of the live stream and then just sort of start working through all of your grateful for Tonda stepping up, getting some points, but he's not the right man for now. 100% agree. We need a big character. Yeah, we need a big character that can attract players. but also command respect. Command respect from the dressing room and the fan base. And when the man talks, you listen. When was the last time we had a manager? We did that. That's what I'm saying. I'm frustrated, like every single Saints fan is right now. Like, this is a club that should be up there challenging, and we're not. What we can do? Wait 3 games, let it all go tits up, and then chuck someone in charge in 3 games time when we've pissed away another 3 games. That's what my biggest concern is. They absolutely do. Saints have a history of appointing assistants and under 21 coaches to the manager spot, and it never works. No, it doesn't. I totally agree. Every manager has to start somewhere. They do. Every manager has to start somewhere, but not right here and right now. Absolutely not. That is my opinion. I'm not employed by anyone. I don't have any sponsors or anything at this moment in time. So I'm going to say it how I see it and how I feel. Brendan Rodgers, is he in the frame right now? I mentioned him a minute ago. I think he should be like one man that they should have spoken to about 3 weeks ago, Roy. Whether they have or not, I don't know. But I hope that they have, because he's the sort of man that you need to bring in. James Bree not available the weekend, so yeah, he won't be a threat this weekend. But I'd look to get him back. Absolutely, I'd get him back straight away. I think he's absolutely someone I'd get back in. Here we go. Let's read this one. I'll be happy with Ollie or Marco Rose, but I get the feeling that Sport Republic are going to do more of the same. Completely agree. The next 3 games have potential to be a disaster. Absolutely, they do. Yeah, they do. If you don't get it right, you have to get it right. We will not be able to perform like we did against QPR in the next 3 games, because we'll lose all 3. In my opinion, we just will. Patrick Vieira is absolutely someone they should be all over. If they want to see Tonda to progress, like Justin said, Patrick Vieira is available. Why not? Why not? Somebody asked me this today. Good one. The very last chance to get selection right. The problem is, and I'm feeling it from people that email me, DM me, is that everybody's lost faith in the owners. They've lost faith that they can make the right decision when it comes to managerial appointments. And that's why they should be getting themselves out there and trying to get the right man. Like, go out there and be really, really ambitious. Come on. This is like a big opportunity to get yourself competing again. Let's get competing. Let's not gamble. It's gamble central. The football club is gamble central. Stop gambling. It's just, when does it work? It just doesn't, and it beggars belief. Swansea, Celtic, Norwich, Middlesbrough have all not hired replacement yet. Seems everybody is biding their time. I think it's probably to do with the lack of really good, good managers out there. There's not a big pool, but there's still some good managers out of work. Brendan Rodgers, Michael Carrick, they're out of work. Ralph Hasenhüttl is still out of work. There are people out there. Ange Postecoglou is another one. But all clubs are taking their time. So it looks like Borough are moving by the looks of things. But Borough and Swansea are both moving at this moment in time. Jordan says here, if Sports Republic hire and he doesn't do well, it's a sign that the fans. I think it's very hard to get owners out of clubs. It just doesn't work like that. It's difficult because you need someone that wants to buy it. You're not going to just dump it because they've invested. So they're going to look to get their money back. Bilic is another manager that's out of work. Gareth Southgate is another manager. There is a lot of managers out of work at this moment in time. I looked at the latest Saints manager odds, and it's gone, finished, game over. The bookies have a lot of the bookies I look at. It's not even around at this moment in time. Southgate would be much better. Like somebody said, not Southgate. Will he be better than what we're staring down the barrel of at this moment in time? We are. Somebody said here, I think it was Justin, Dragon put it up for sale. There was a lot of talk that he wanted to get investment and bring money in because he didn't feel we could do it on their own if we got back to the Premier League, which when that come out on Talk Sport that he didn't think he could do it on his own. I was thinking, no, hold on a minute, what's going to happen when the parachute payments start to cut back if you don't get promoted this year? You know, I do wonder what the thought process at the moment. What would be your first task if you were in charge, Martin? If I was a manager, the first thing you do is I think the link between the fans, the manager, and the fans is terrible, and it has been for a bit of a period of time. I think Still tried early on, and I think that link's important. But like in terms of like in the dressing room, finding a system is really important, isn't it? Like I'm no manager, but finding a system is absolutely essential. What you're going to play and nailing it down, knowing your best team is absolutely key. And so deciding what the squad is, you know, the squad's too big, you know. Steele was left with a too big a squad that was just too big, and it was really, really tough for him to deal with that squad because it was just too big. So I think the squad needs to be sorted quickly before January. And I think you need to get to January, get yourself in touch and distance to the playoffs, automatics, and then add what you need. But you need like get them fit. Someone said to me the other day, a mate of mine said to me the other day, I've had several mates of mine say it, but getting them fit would be absolutely key. Wayne Rooney, absolutely not. Absolutely no to Wayne Rooney. That is not for me. Right, 2 seconds. I want to show you something that I've got here that I'm giving away. I've got a couple of goodies, right? I've got a Patreon page to help support the channel. So if you want to help support the channel, you can see it. You can scan it on the right-hand side of your screen, by the way. You can get involved in this, guys. I'm giving away a signed Saints football from the last... this is from the Championship promotion campaign. Loads of the players have signed it. I don't know who all the signatures are. But I'm going to do a raffle. So anybody that is a patron by the end of November has an opportunity to win a Saints football. I've also got a Saints scarf that I'm going to give away. And I've got this, which was in my studio, my first ever studio. I'm going to give that away as well. 3 goodies. And if you're a patron, you have the opportunity to win one of those gifts. So I just needed to shout that out. Scan that barcode on the right-hand side of your screen. Get involved. You can support the channel for as little as £1.99 at this moment in time. So get involved. I'd really, really appreciate it. Right, back to your questions. Got to plug a few little things as we go along, trying to make this a bit more sustainable. Right, Leicester are bogey club, but they certainly are for midweek fixtures, Tyle. Yeah, we do struggle against the midweek. Which is always a bit of a disaster, to be quite honest. Right. Romeo, will he feature against Charlton? Yeah, I hope so. He should be in the squad. He'll be in the squad, surely. You think he will be in the squad. He has to be in the squad. Merch. So that's the goodies. But I am going to... There's some T-shirts and bits that I'm getting produced at the moment. So we're going to be doing some giveaways and bits. So there's loads of merch that I'm going to do. I've got ideas on some really cool stuff, actually, a little bit down the road of the art of football stuff. So not like Football Martin branded stuff, more like art of football style stuff. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Stay tuned, my friend. Stay tuned. What else do we have in the chat? Keep your questions coming. If you've got any questions, now is your time to get them in and we'll get them answered, because this is the whole idea of this live stream. The fans need some more transparency in what is happening. I think it's just general within football now. I don't think there is that sort of transparency anymore from like boards of football clubs that don't really like interact with fans like they used to. And Sport Republic, when sort of Phil Parsons comes out a bit and does bits, you know, he says bits here and there. You don't really hear from, you know, you have the fans forum once a year. They used to do 2 a year, didn't they? They did the BBC one. Then they'd invite 100 fans to the one in January. They've stopped doing that one in January, but they didn't do it last year. Did they do it the year? Yeah, definitely didn't do it last year. But the BBC one's pretty cool, they do. But I think there should be more. But then I think if they did a fans forum, they'd just get absolutely ripped to shreds at this moment in time. So, you know, I know like you've got like the top correspondents that are covering Saints when I talk about like, you know, the Echo and the BBC. they get interviews every now and then with people. I've not seen Spores interviewed or like Phil Parsons interviewed in a while now. So it's been good to get them those interviews. Like they'd be the guys that get them. Why not give an opportunity to the biggest Saints fan channel? Outside the BBC, we get as many listeners here, viewing figures than anybody else. So why do we not have an opportunity to go and do that? And I ask questions on your behalf. You send me questions, and I have the opportunity to go and ask some of those. I absolutely love to do that. I think the fans should have the opportunity to definitely get questions answered. Right. What made you support Southampton? That's right off on a tangent. My dad supported Saints. It was my closest team. And yeah, I went once and fell in love with Saints. Just fell in love with it. It's just one of those. It's one of those clubs that's just got a special affinity to me. And first time I went to the Dow on the Milton Road, it was just really special, and I loved it. And once I went once, I wanted to go again. I went twice within a short space of time. Really, I watched us get. We beat Man City in the first game I watched, and we beat. Did we beat Everton in the first game? I think my dad would tell me. I can't never remember. I think it was Everton and Man City in my first two games. And yeah, that was it really. I live on the Isle of Wight. You're right, I do. It's the closest. See, the Saints were Pompey if you live here, really. Though there is a shed load of Man United fans, because when I grew up in the 90s, everyone was supporting Man United or Liverpool. A lot of people in the 80s grew up they didn't ever go, but I just wanted to go to a club that I could go and watch regularly, and that was it really. And I fell in love with it, and that was like late 80s, early 90s. I went a bit in the late 80s, a lot in the early 90s, and then from there onwards, mate, I just yeah, absolutely fell in love with it. This is a really good one, and I totally agree with that. I saw it pop in a second ago. We're in this position because of poor position, because we take too many gambles. Bad decisions have got us to where we are. Cheap, lack experienced players and managers. Buying quantity over quality is a big thing for me. Buying too many players, filling up a squad full of tons and tons of players when you just need. You think about the strikers we've bought and the trash we bought. If we'd gone out and bought one really good striker, we would have been okay. Yeah. If we got the right manager in the first place and stopped sacking them, you think of what we spent on Nathan Jones, Russell Martin, Juric. If you think about the money we probably spent in sacking off manager, then Whittle still, but it probably got us a really good £15 million striker. Really, it would have done. So just like maybe that's why they're taking their time this time, because they just don't want to balls it up again. I don't think you can afford to make another mistake. Favourite Saints player of all time? Without question, Matt Le Tissier. Without question, he's my favourite all-time Saints player. Ricky Lambert comes a close second, because Ricky was epic, like really good. But I loved watching Matt. He was lazy, wasn't he, Matt? And he was a bit like, he frustrated me a little bit, but he was brilliant. And Ricky was just immense. Like, I loved watching Ricky. Recent year, then it was probably third. Someone's just said it. Dave's just mentioned it. Marion. I loved Marion. He was brilliant, but gutted he kept getting injured all the time. And then in recent years, Fonte, probably one of my favourite Warriors, like captains. I really, really enjoy. Yeah, I'm showing my age. Yeah, I'm 42. So I'm showing my age. And then, like, I grew up watching Ken Moncal, great defender. No, top defender. But he's not lazy. It's a way of thinking ahead of all the players. Yeah, it was just like calm, wasn't he? Calm and collective. Yeah, but I've watched so many good players growing up. I'm just trying to think now. Ken Moncal was brilliant. Franny was probably a terrible player, but a great bloke, and a like proper clubman. Right back, I loved watching Jason Dodd. He was one of my favourite ever players. You think of Beats. It was brilliant for a purple period that he had. I enjoyed watching Joe Tessum. He was a really, really good player. But yeah, I just think we've had great players. Right, back onto the current affairs. Stop showing my age now. Martin, it looks like Thunder will get the job. If it goes wrong, What does the future look like? Tonda getting the job, I think they'll hang him out as long as they can as the caretaker and see if it works. If he gets a few results and it's a mixed bag, he'd get the job. And I think we'll finish 13th. If he gets the job, we'll be mid-table at best. Like, I'm not being horrible, not being harsh. I can like him, but it's a big gig for someone that's inexperienced. And that Will still made a lot of mess ups. He made a lot of mistakes because he was young and didn't have experience at this level. If you get a manager that's like experienced, he'll make less mistakes. There's just that. It's just a matter of fact. So for me, you'd be looking at mid-table. But there you go. Will the manager have any money to spend? Someone said. I don't know. Who knows? We'll sell a bit. I don't think we'll be loads. I think they are ready, though, Paul, in a way. I agree, but I think they are ready. Favourite player at this moment in time is Leo Cienza. Yeah, he did. Like, so much. Like, the epic amount of heart. It's like me. As a player, when I played football, I was terrible. Right back. Could do the basics, but just not very good. So I didn't really play a lot. I ended up managing like Sunday League level because I enjoyed managing more than playing. And yeah, but when I played, I was a bit like Franny, really. Just make terrible tackles, give away terrible free kicks. But yeah, a great guy. Tadic was class. Dodd over. Oh, Jeff Kenner was good. That's a tough one, mate. It's a real tough one. And going back through the questions that you're putting in, Ron Davis, what a legend. My dad will be I saw this one a minute ago. Recruitment's been terrible since they arrived. I do believe they've bought some dross players. I'm with you on that. Absolutely. Like dross players. Like we'll go for it one day. I think this window may be better. Maybe like if you look at Caspianda, Cienza, both good signings. So you've got to give Johannes Spores a bit of credit for that. He's two good signings there. They're talking about Yellert, that Yellert may, he may go, Yellert. It's hard to answer that question. I don't want to get clipped up for saying something horrible about P. Dawson. I think he's a nice guy. Gets a lot of attention, though, which can lead to some embarrassment if it's in front of away fans of a certain club down the road, maybe. But yeah, he's a good guy. I think his heart's in the right place. I think that's for sure. Simon Charlton was terrible when I watched him play. I might be really outspoken say that. I've always thought he was terrible. Supported Saints since my father took me in 1958. And my word, I've seen some fantastic Saints players. Who's your favourite ever Southampton player? Like ever, like your favourite ever. Because I would love to know. Like ever. I would absolutely love to see Ollie at the wheel. Love to see Ollie at the wheel. I don't think it's going to happen though, but I'd love to see it. I think it would be really good. I feel uncomfortable in my studio at the moment because I cleaned it last few days. International break, I cleaned it, moved everything out of the way, pulled it out, hoovered it, tidied it out behind me, made a bit more space because when I'm trying to make a bit of space behind me so I can get Football Dad in and we can do some podcasts together. We need to get 2 chairs to go in the background to work the space. And I've started getting it ready and I've been meaning to do it for ages. But boy, it feels uncomfortable. It doesn't quite feel the same because I moved the table and all the rig. So, yeah, I feel a bit uncomfortable for some reason. I feel like I'm off centre. Stupid, I know. Which goalkeeper do I see starting next season when neither of the 2 we've got? Hopefully go and get a goalkeeper. That's what I like to see. There's a few available. There's talk about his link with Patterson in January. I'd go get him. He'd be good. He'd be bloody good. Patterson's a good goalkeeper. James Trafford, don't think he's coming to the champ, but I think he's pretty good. Pretty good. Thank you for gifting that membership, by the way. It's very kind of you doing that, Joe. Really kind of you, mate. I should go in and gift some more. I don't know if I've hit my limit so far. Anthony Niemi was great, by the way. I did a podcast with him once, Anthony Niemi, but Found him like the really dry sense of humour, lovely guy. Who else would I like to sign? I don't know. Who would I like to sign? Good goalkeeper, I want to sign, and a good striker. But they're hard to find. Really hard to find. This is a good question. You've asked some good questions tonight, young man. I think you're a young man. You might not be a young man, but I'm going to call you a young man. Martin, would you rather go up this season or stay in the Championship, rebuild for a better and more mentally stronger one? I think it's a real fine line. And I think it's a good question. I'll leave that question on the screen while I answer it so people know what I'm talking about. You've got another half an hour of this live stream because I'm a Celebrity starts at 9. I'm not personally that bothered by it. I'm not really that bothered by it, but a lot of you will be bothered by it. So half an hour left of this live stream, and I'm not in a rush to go and watch it, even though my daughter said, "Oh, you want to watch it for Kelly Brook?" Absolutely not. But who's watching I'm a Celebrity, by the way? Getting involved in the comments box below. I'd be keen to know who is. I think it's a fine line because if you don't go up, you're going to lose loads of money. If you do go up, we've got the terrible squad, worse squad than last time round to compete at that level, at Premier League level. So just got to do what Sunderland did. If we do get back up, hopefully the owner goes and gets some investment or gets his partner or whatever he wants to do or sells it, and we can go and spend 200 million, build a proper Premier League team, recruit well with a proper manager and a proper recruitment setup, and have a proper go at it. But don't do what we did last time. Everything we did last time, don't do it again. Basically, that is my my thing. Good story, by the way. Bring back Jim Magilton. Jim Magilton. I've told this to my friends. I've not said it online before, but I remember watching Jim Magilton a lot as a kid. And one of my first ever memories of not meeting him, but seeing him up close was I was a young lad, and Alan Ball's Saints team played against the Isle of Wight 11. They packed the stadium out. Alan Ball, the Saints manager, Matt Letizia playing for Saints. It was that team. It was around 94, 95. So I'm showing my age. And Jim Magilton coming to the bar. And the Isle of Wight Football Association were foolish enough to put a free bar on. No joke, they put a free bar on. There's that time where players just do what they want to do, eat what they want, drink what they want. And I remember Jim Magilton walking into the bar with a few of the players. And the first thing he said was, "Free bar, lads." Straight to the bar, and they drunk it dry. Unbelievable stuff. But yeah, never put a free bar on for footballers is the lesson learned there. Right, here we go. Coming off my random Saint stories. Commercially speaking, do you think the club should stop after level 1? I live near Coventry, and the casino exhibition hall are gathering dust during the League 1-2 era. I think there's a fine line. There's a lot of talk they wanted to do something down by the gasworks. I think they were talking about more development. They want to buy up land and do stuff. I think level 1, you see a lot of promotion of pints for whatever. They're trying to fill it up. I don't know how many people are using it, whether it's making loads of money. I don't know, but you have to be really careful. I think just getting things right on the field is important as well, but a mix of it, getting it right. But I don't see much after level 1. I've got to be honest. But you make a great point. I've got to say, you make a really, really good point on that. And Paul backs it up. Yeah, you're saying exactly how I'm feeling, Paul. All off the pitch development will only work if the team is successful. Yeah, because like you say, Paul, people won't go to the games. And if you're say we got relegated to League 1, which is, not, I don't think it will happen, but it could happen if they decided to give Tonda the job and it goes really badly wrong and he can't get a tune out of the players and we continue to play like we've played. Now, we will be in a relegation scrap if we continue like we're going. The supercomputer predicts us to finish 13th, which I think is probably where we're heading. Yeah, the stadium capacities drop. People lose interest. People feel flat. I've got really good friends that I've met through this channel that are probably not tuning in at this moment in time and watching the content as much because they have lost their buzz for it. And that is just due to where we are. We were all excited about this season. So, and it's not happened, has it? You've got 20 minutes left of this live stream. And don't forget, guys, don't forget to get involved with my Patreon. You can support the channel with a small monthly contribution. Scan that code on the right-hand side of your screen. Exclusive perks. You've got some posts that I've been doing on there as well, some special posts, extra content, which I'm going to do in a bit behind the scenes. We're doing player ratings videos, which are only going out to YouTube and patrons at this moment in time. So if you want to support the channel, and you've got the November giveaway for patrons as well, if you do sign up and you are a patron by the end of November, you will go in that draw to win some of those goodies that I showed you earlier on in the live stream. So do get involved with the patron. Right, back to your questions. This is the Q&A on the channel. I will do plenty more of these. You can't type it. Yeah, it's mate. I'm the same though, Paul. I can talk a lot quicker than I can type. My typing is brilliant. You will see more content with Chris. Absolutely, Chris is legend. He's quite controversial usually when he talks. So I called him controversial Chris, or maybe Jimmy did. Somebody come up with controversial Chris. I think it was Jimmy actually. I'm not one to go nicking ideas. Let's put that one out there. Don't nick ideas, but I think it may have come from there, and it kind of caught on, and we've kept it going ever since, really. But Chris is a great guy. I've only met him through this channel and content, and I've got to say he is he's a great guy. I've got a lot of time for controversial Chris. He's become like a really close friend through the channel. We've got some great people. There's loads of good characters. I was out cycling the weekend, just changing the subject slightly, but I went out cycling at the weekend. So my getaway, my mental health, how, like everyone like needs to clear their head. You need, we all have tough times, and I use my bike to go cycling on. And I cycle all over the place around the Isle of Wight. And at the weekend, a mate of mine, he's not even interested in football, and he said, "Oh, Martin, he's having a blood test done or something the other day. He was having something done the other day. He might be tuning on watching. He doesn't even like football." He said, "I spent 3 hours watching your channel." He goes, "I love controversial Chris. Ellie's brilliant, by the way." He's talking to me about all these people. Boise, they're like, it's like a bit of a drama, isn't it? You create these vlogs, and there's all these characters that are in it, and people really like the characters. So, yeah, I just think we need probably maybe another character or two. But I do really enjoy the fact that people that don't like football are tuning in and watching this channel. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, we will keep it going. We will keep it going. Right, back to your comments. We've got loads on here. It's good to have you here, by the way. I thank you for tuning in. Loads of great content coming your way as the international break comes to an end. Saints quiz, by the way. I forgot to promote the Saints quiz. We are doing the Saints quiz with Adam Pearson on when we're doing it. We are doing that on Wednesday night. Wednesday night, he is joining me for a quiz night, so you can get involved. I might get a couple of guests on the channel to do the quiz. You can get involved. It's all for a bit of fun. It's going to be a live stream. 8 o'clock, we're going to do it on Wednesday night. So that is the next live stream, and it is going to be a quiz night, which I think would be really good fun, actually. Looking forward to doing that. Right. What else do we have in the chat? Let's come over to what you guys are saying. Lost my page. Right, your channel. Oh, mate, I appreciate that, Paul. That's the whole idea of it, mate. Just to keep you guys in touch with it, and then like you can see it through my eyes by doing like the vlogging and stuff. You can see like match day through my eyes. That's why I really enjoy it. Chris does tell the truth. Yeah, he does. He's bloody brilliant. Absolute great guy. Whatever boss comes in, they need to be able to get by a striker, goalkeeper of their choice, push for a promotion next season, as long as the parachute payments are gone. Yeah, we'll be doing a Leeds, won't we? We'll be right on the edge if we don't get it right. Egil Ostenstad, by the way, I want to try and get an interview with him, by the way. So if anybody can reach out to Egil Ostenstad, the ex-Saint striker, I want to get him on the channel. I want to get a few ex-Saints on the channel. Jim Magilton, I want to get him on at some stage as well. And yeah, we do want to do like a few podcasts and a few live streams with a few ex-players, because I think it'd be pretty good. Berkovic was good, by the way. Yeah, I'm going to go with this one. I like this one. Right. To be honest, I haven't seen any improvement in our play style. We still play like Russell Martin is still in charge. I totally agree with that. I don't think we saw a massive change under Will Steele. We didn't, did we? We saw a bit of a mismatch. Like, we played a bit of the Russell Martin style, then we played a bit of hoofball, we played a bit of like out wide. We do the same stuff across the back. I actually do think that in football in general has become a little bit boring. I'm not maybe been outspoken by saying that. I haven't seen that many good teams this year play good football. Stoke are the best team I've seen in the Championship. Like, by a million miles. They were the best team that we've seen. Pompey will turn their form around. I'm pretty sure a lot of Pompey say we're just above Pompey. I do think we'll be battling them out for points. Martin, do you think Saints will ever reach the glory days we had 10 years ago? Maybe, but we would need some serious planning. We need someone with a serious vision of getting the right manager, recruiting the right players. You know, they went and got a manager and he's like lasted 13 games. So, you know, that was the man that they felt was going to take us back to the Prem. You know, you can't keep making the same bloody mistakes. Martin, I can't remember where I came across you, but I love the interaction there is within your channel. Yeah, this is what Caroline's what it's all about. I'm glad you found me, and hopefully more of you will find me, like people like Caroline. If you haven't got a friend that may enjoy the content, please do share it, and just get it out there. More people that find it, the community becomes bigger, the conversation becomes bigger, and actually by more people subscribing and more people watching, and the bigger this becomes, the bigger the voice becomes, bigger your voice becomes, because that's what we want. Bigger your voice becomes, hopefully we can go to the club. The club will take notice of the fans, because you can do X and X becomes toxic. I have to say, something like YouTube, no matter, it is brilliant as a platform to put content on. It's brilliant. It's a wonderful platform. I love it. A wonderful, wonderful platform. And I want to put more on here, and it gives you guys a real opportunity to have a say. So, they do definitely read and listen and watch. Like, they definitely do. And there's 175 of you here now, and I'm not broadcasting this on X tonight. I'm just doing it on YouTube and Twitch. But if I put it on X as well, there'd be loads and loads more people tuning in. But I think, yeah, I think more people that tune in, more people have a say. Hopefully they get more of the feeling of the fan base. I think you can get, I actually think from X, YouTube channels like myself, Matchday Vlogs, Total Saints, Saints Network, all these guys, all of us, the feeling's pretty much the same wherever you look, Saints Web. I actually think that you can get a really good feeling within the fan base. And other than the odd random weird account that thinks that we should keep Tonda, most people think we should go and get a proper manager, which is how it should be. Martin, I was in technology today and we were making a coin flip like ref and put your logo on both sides. I love that. I saw that come up, mate. I love it. It's really kind of you. Thank you, mate. When you go in tomorrow, massive shout out to everybody in your technology class. When you're there, Football Martin gives you all a massive, massive shout out. Okay, so please do go and pass that on. What else do we have? Juric was experienced and old enough. Yeah, but the big thing about Juric is that he couldn't speak very good English. He was a pretty average manager before he come in, and nobody really, I don't think anyone, like the way, I know people judge people by the way they look as well, which is really shit, but they do judge people by they look. And even with Steele, because he had ginger hair, like he got judged a bit for it, like the way he looked and his demeanor. Like, he was a bloody nice bloke and a nice guy, but people are horrible. Like, people like judge a book by its cover sometimes, and like, it's just crap. That's just life. But Juric had been around the game a long time, but he was just the wrong man. It was just a stupid gamble. And like, it probably wasn't a gamble because we were relegated anyway, and we had a shit squad anyway. We were always going to go down with that squad. And like, he didn't get the players he wanted in January. He probably was sold a bit of a pup anyway. that he was going to get a load of players and didn't get them. But like, no matter what anyone says, an experienced manager, and I come back to it, an experienced manager that's managed at this level won't make as many mistakes as a young manager that's a bit raw. And Will Steele made a huge amount of mistakes because he was inexperienced. It's just a fact, isn't it? It's just a fact. Yeah, you would hope so, Paul. You would hope so, mate. But they should be, and they will be. You know, I think they're not fools when it comes to. You know, a lot of people think they are really stupid. They just, yeah, they will be taking time. You would sell a huge amount of them, yeah. James, you would sell a huge amount of them. There's a few you keep, but not many. That's for sure. Right, we are coming up to the last 10 minutes of this live stream. I'm ending at 9 o'clock. I said I'd do an hour, which I'm going to keep it going. Quiz night coming up, like I said, Wednesday night. And I'm also going to sit down and do a proper video podcast with my dad at some stage. Probably going to do that to go out at the end of the week, Friday. And I've got a preview show with Charlton Fan going out on Wednesday evening. So loads of content coming your way. Leader needed. Romeo needs to pull up the senior players, not defend them. He supports Stevens. How can you buy this season? Your thoughts? I agree massively with that point. And I think it's a really good point you've made. Leader needed. Romeo is that. But you can't defend people when we've been absolutely poop. And I think Stevens as a leader, I think he is definitely a leader in the dressing room. Maybe his foot, like the system and the way we played at Hull, let him down, but they were terrible that day at Hull. My worst experience, by the way, of an away game, like ever, Hull away, it was absolutely horrific. Like everything about it was terrible. Like so bad. And he was a part of it that day. But he is passionate about the club, like Adam says. Adam, are you looking forward to the quiz on Wednesday? I think he is looking forward to the quiz. Wednesday night, quiz night with the Saints Adam here on the channel. It's going to be great fun. Really looking forward to it. He's a quiz master. I may get a couple of guests like on the channel, Adam. So like you can quiz maybe 2 or 3 of us on the channel. Opinions on Azaz. Massive congratulations to Republic of Ireland, by the way. Azaz played well, apparently. I didn't see either of their games, but I heard he did okay. I think he's a good player and he will come good. I still don't think that he was Will Steele signing or his choice. That's my opinion on that. Good question. I think he comes back in January, by the way. I think Flynn Downs will go in January. And I think he will come in. James Ward-Prowse. Or, I don't like to say it, if the season goes really bad between now and Jan and we get a big offer for Shay Charles, do they sell Shay Charles? They know Shay Charles is probably not going to sign another contract. Will they cash in on him now or in the summer? I think it's going to be a big story this January. Charles. But for me, I got to be honest, I think he comes back. Someone from Twitch. Thank you. I put it on Twitch. You're my first comment from Twitch. How many points do you think we'll pick up in the next 3? Good question. I'll be honest with you. Maybe 4 points at a push. I think it's a big gig. I don't think we'll get anything against Leicester at home. I think our best chance, Millwall away. Millwall in good form. A 3 good size Charlton away. Yeah, it's a tough one. James Ward-Prowse at championship level will be good. No matter what we say, whether he passes sideways, backwards, whatever, he will definitely get bums on seats, and he will inject a bit in the dressing room and the fan base. The issue is his salary. His salary is like 100 grand plus. But I do think someone backing me up on that. Charles will be gone soon. Sport Republic will take any money for our players. I do think Charles will go. Everton could loan Dibbling. He won't come to Saints, though. I don't think he comes to Saints. I love Tyler, and I think he has a great future ahead of him. I know he tunes in and watches the content, by the way, but I don't think he'd come back to Saints. I just don't see it. I think it would have been good if they signed him and loaned him back straight away. But yeah, gutted for Tyler. I think he had a lot of people in his ears. There's no doubt about that. And you do when you're a professional athlete like him. I think you do. Absolutely. I don't see it, Dan. I don't see us beating Charlton. Leicester at home, Millwall away. 2 away games. God, if we got 9 points, mate, I'd be buzzing. Mate. I love your positivity. I love your positivity. I really love it. Bloody hell, I don't. Does anyone else see 9 points from the next 3? That's a good question to finish on for you guys. Get involved in the comments below. How many points do Saints get from the next 3 games? Come on, let's get it out there. Let's get in amongst it. Give me your thoughts, and I'll chuck them on the screen before we go. We've got around 7 minutes left of this live stream. 9. You're going 9. Up the Saints going 9. We've got another 9 points. 5. 5 would be good. Got 5. 2 max. Stephen's a bit more on the pessimistic side. He's a little bit like me. Yeah. I'm with you, Pat. I'm with you, mate. I think if we've got 3. Is 3 or 4 points enough to give Tonda the job? No, I don't think it is. Caroline's positive. She's a positive person. She's going for 5. Eric Ten Hag, is he realistic? No, I don't think so, no. Always predict Saints to win. We beat Charlton. Draw to Leicester. Lose to Millwall. Yeah, I think it's hard. I do think it's a really tough block of fixtures. I'm a Celebrity starting soon, so I can't stay on for that much longer because you're all going to go and watch I'm a Celebrity. I know you will. They're probably giving the job anyway. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, where would Tyler play if he did come back? Yeah, that is the point. Yeah, where would he play? I think it's a real tough one. Someone said 5 points there. Lucky if we get 2. Yeah, I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be really, really tough. I want Ollie. Loads of people want Ollie Gunnar Solskjaer. Get involved in the poll. Before we go, there was something I wanted to do this evening on this live stream, and I forgot to do it. I forgot to do this. I was going to read out the results from my polls because I've actually done 2 polls. They're pretty similar, but you've got limitations to how many you can put on the Patreon compared to the YouTube. Right. Let's go to the YouTube. I did a post on my community page, which I will be doing more of, by the way, and I put a poll out there. So how many people have voted? So on the page, so far, we've had, I'm going to share it in the comments box below. We've had 575 votes. We had, the options were Tonda Eckert, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Brendan Rodgers, or Carlos Corberán, because they were the ones I saw as like the possibles. I just chucked 4 names in. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had 52% of that vote. Only 9% went for Tonda Eckert. Carlos Corberán at 13%, Brendan Rodgers at 26%. The one I did to my patrons, and you get involved with the Patreon, by the way. It's a really good platform. I love it. I did the same on there. Let's have a look and see how it came in on there. Who do you want to see as the next Saints manager? So I put Eckhart, Solskjaer, Rodgers, Martin, Corberán, Carrick, and Hasenhüttl. And again, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got 56% of the votes. Brendan Rodgers, 28%. Not one person out of the 25 votes did I had on Patreon. No one voted for him. Not one person. Carlos Corberán, none. Michael Carrick, he had 4%. Hasenhüttl, 12%. So there you go. That gives you a really good indication on what people want as the manager. Right, so if you want to get involved in the poll, I've put the link in the chat below. So just go on there. I will close it in the next couple of days. So get involved in that. Leeds could sack Daniel Farker, couldn't they, at some stage as well? So be interesting to see what happens at Leeds United. Right, I really enjoyed the live stream. It's been good fun. International break. Chinwag, always a pleasure. If you want to get involved in that, Patreon, it's on the right-hand side of your screen. Your last couple of, I reckon Solskjaer and Tonda Eckert would be a good shout. I do think that. Yeah, I wouldn't be against that now. Ollie at the wheel. I would be well up for a bit of Ollie at the wheel because I think it'd be good. I think Ollie would come to us. He's already said on the overlap that he would manage a championship club. So yeah, I think he would absolutely do it. Right. Thank you for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed it. It's been good. Quiz night on Wednesday with St. Adam. So stay tuned for that. And then we'll build up to Charlton as we get closer to the weekend. I'm really looking forward to it. November giveaways are all over on Patreon. So like I said, if you do want to become a patron and sign up, there are some goodies that I'm giving away. Scarf, there's a Saints memorabilia photo, and I also have a signed football. So yeah, get involved in that as well. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you soon.